Welcome to Welcome to East Tennessee, where the sun shines on the roof and the moon shines in the basement. I always wanted to say that. I am not popcorn. I do not make moonshine. I make mead, not moonshine. Anyway, yeah, I'm in a pretty good mood, I guess. Oh, welcome back to SOS. I'm BA, and today, all right. So, I got to thinking. I was helping a friend a few weeks ago, and I always like scaring the hell out of my friends. That's just what I like to do. When I start talking conspiracies and stuff. You can still do that on here, right? And I remember being in a conversation. I think a few times on here with some of you, and we were in discussion about IR lights and being able to use types of night vision to be able to see those IRs and be able to have something like this. This is just a simple infrared light, and you can't see it when you power it. You won't be able to see it. You might see a soft, maybe red glow come from it. And people do traps on their property, little trip lines, and non-lethal, so that you don't hurt anyone, but you don't want to hurt anyone right away. You want to see what's out there first, and it gives you basically, this will light up, your signal will go off by lighting this up, and you can put on your night vision, and you'll be able to see this glow coming from the distance. And there's different types of it. And it comes with, like I said, I was helping a friend install his camera systems, and I was explaining to him all this stuff. Well, how does it see at night? Because it's night vision. I said, well, you have IR lights. You can see them. They're round. They go around the lens there, and they're just tripping out. It's some Harbor Freight model or something he had, and he was just putting it in just to have something. I guess someone had told him it's probably a good idea to get started putting in some sort of security systems and stuff for his neighborhood, because things were getting a little bit crazier. He lives closer to the city, and he said things were getting a little bit crazier. And I got to tell him, just things I've picked up along the way and things I've learned from. It's like if you've got, I kind of freaked him out a little bit about some of this stuff. I said, well, if, don't point it at anyone's house. Try and keep it, your property and things like that. Why is that? It's like, why not point it? I said, because if someone was so unkind and they seen that you were pointing a camera anywhere near their house, you would do like I would. They would do like I would. And, you would take an IR floodlight. An IR floodlight, it doesn't emit anything to the naked eye. You walk by it every day, you won't even know it's on. But at night, you won't see anything. And that's the other thing, how you can go completely invisible to cameras you can blur out camera systems. If you attach these things to like your hat and you walked around, it would blur out your whole face. And all these camera systems out there all they would see is this orb floating in the darkness. That's all they would see. They wouldn't be able to make out your face or anything just by having a decent light, a decent infrared light on, not the bright red. I'm not talking about chicken lamps. Somebody out there, how's your chickens? What about your chicken lamp? I'm talking about the IR lights. And I was telling him, I said, well, if someone was so unkind, they could just point an IR floodlight at your house. You'd never even know it's on until you look through your camera. And then all you're going to see is just this flood of freaking light everywhere. You won't be able to make out any pictures whatsoever, and it'll just be this blur. And that's one way of disabling camera systems. And, well, but if you want to enhance your camera system for nighttime use, then you enhance your IR lights. You get more floods, have them beam in different directions going outward, and also I think I think a lot of folks do it also because, you know, pesky critters, they trigger the motion, and any kind of triggered motion, they just keep going off. And a spider will do that as well. Like a bug gets in it and just starts going at it at night. And because, you know, people will do just like standard lights and cameras and that kind of thing, and then they end up with this total confusion of, well, it's just a bug. You know, the camera ran all night because it was just a bug, and you want to have that motion activated type thing going. And I know it's interesting stuff, okay? And I know a lot of folks out there is, well, if you know, it's just a topic for some of you out there that are getting into installing security systems. I thought it'd be a good idea to just share that little tidbit of info about the IR floodlights. And if one was so unkind, you could blur out someone's images. Also, it goes back to, you know, there's people out there that deal with folks that have these cameras pointed at their house just so that they can call the cops on them every 5 minutes about something that they're doing, you know. And if you're one of those people, and you know, Aunt Martha or freaking Billy McCoo over here just keeps dialing the cops on you every 5 minutes because, you know, you want to dance in your backyard naked at night, you know. I don't know, maybe you're naked and afraid, whatever it is, weird stuff you're into, and you know, that boys, that ain't right, you know, whatever it is, you could do something in reverse and just do an IR floodlight towards that individual's camera and shut it down, get rid of it, right? And that's how you would do that, and it would just be one big blur. But you got to have a strong one, and I'm pretty sure someone's already going to comment that, but you got to have a powerful one to knock that thing out. It's you can't get the super El Cheapo freaking IR light. You got to get something pretty powerful for that, and you're going to spend upwards at least $40-50 on a decent IR floodlight, you know, for a decent one. Just keep that in mind. Anyway, but I was saying that, and I like freaking him out even more. He's I guess he'd just gotten the COVID vaccine, and he was I was just wanting to freak him out, you know. You know me, it's like the conspiracies have to come out, and you know, I start telling him about cloud seeding. I was like, you know that's what's going on in Texas right now. They've cloud seeded for too long. It's nothing but snow everywhere, power outages. And wife was telling me that. It's like, I was like, about the power outages, the rolling blackouts and stuff. I said, it must be awful. I said, well, it's like this. It can happen in any condition. It doesn't matter. You can't blame the power company for something like that. That's a lot of people that not prepared for it. Drops 0 temperatures overnight, and the crazy environment is that having backups for your backups. You know, your redundancies, right? What's your contingency plan for everything nature throws at you? This isn't just about pandemic stuff. I mean, when it comes to being prepared and prepping, you have to think of everything, not just everything else going on. You know, Fauci telling everyone to wear 2 masks or whatever. You can't base your whole life on that stuff. You have to say, go figure. Oh, now they say 2. But anyway, most of y'all know that my wife's a nurse and she works in the ER and things like that. Most of y'all already know. I hear crazy stuff all day long. So if y'all could be a fly on the wall, y'all, oh, what? But I can't tell. Anyways, but it's still crazy out there. I'm just telling you. And one of these days, you know, I have to pull Sippy to the side. She's got to help me make this bunny video. That's the other thing that we've got to get started on. But she's got the crazy bunny video, and we've got more chickens. We've got our Plymouth Rock, and we've got a whole mess ton of different breeds of chickens now. It's crazy. I'll have to take you guys through it and show you guys around. I'm pretty sure people, you know, they're into that sort of thing. But you got to think of everything. You know, firewood and having a backup generator and all that sort of stuff, because you know, if you get a whole gang of people on the power grid, and even if it's blistering hot temperatures and everyone's running their AC, you're going to have blackouts. Okay, that goes with heat. people got heat pumps and things like that. Things have got to keep working to keep the family warm. All you can do is adjust it down and chatter your teeth a little bit, because otherwise, but no one's going to do that. You're going to have every single swinging Richard on the planet, everybody in your county, state, whatever, everybody's going to be rocking their heat up real high, and then it's just all going to shut down. But you got to think about that in any condition, hot, cold, it doesn't matter. But you've got to have backups for that sort of thing, and that's what sucks. For y'all out there, I feel really bad about it. I think about y'all. It's for us. We've had like just freaking winter storm after winter storm and winter storm, and we've just been coated in freaking snow. If it's not snow and it's icy rain, it's just been awful. This year's been rough. I think on everybody. And really, to be honest with you, the start of this year ain't looking good. Oh man, that little gerbil Punxsutawney Phil, I just want to thump him out of a. How come you saw your shadow? Oh man. Well, he wasn't kidding though. When they say it, a few extra months. I'm fixing my camera, it's all jacked up again. A few extra months of winter, no kidding, or extra weeks of winter. All right, so the other thing I was freaking him out about. See, he just gotten a vaccine. Okay, let me get back to my story. He just gotten a vaccine. I had to mess with him. I was like, hey, they got those micro trackers in them things. He's like, what? And I was like, look up the ingredients, bro. It's got aluminum. And he's like, freaking out. Do you mean they got trackers? I was like, that's part of the facial recognition program. You didn't know that? I said, back in the day, Special Forces, they used micro trackers, and they were about the size of a grain of rice. And from that grain of rice, technology has changed. It's come a long way. And he's like, I said, now they make it dust. It's dust now. No kidding. I mean, I don't make this stuff up. This is actually real. But now it's a dust now. It's because some security systems out there is telling the difference in some security systems. Some security systems don't want to keep you out. They actually they don't do as much to preventing you from coming inside. It's just standard door locks and yada yada yada. Oh, this is too easy. I can get in this place. But usually in some sort of federal, different types of federal installations where they have a type of dust, and that type of dust puts a tracker on an individual. You can track them down, and that dust is just a bunch of micro freaking trackers. And out of that micro trackers, you get all your clothes. It's all in your beard. It's in your hair. You get in your eyes, your mouth. You could ingest some of it, and out of that process of whatever it is you did while you were there, all those micro trackers are all over you. And then by the time you get home, you got feds all over you or whatever, because it's technology, right? Technology. And I think that frightens a lot of people. It's kind of like when I was making a joke about the cloud seeding thing, and I did a little video about that, I'm sure. But it's like blasting the clouds, to form and make some sort of weather change, and out of those weather change becomes a tsunami and all kinds of crazy stuff, typhoons and weird stuff and things that you don't want. And it's like, oops, Billy, how much of that did you put in that cannon? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, you just destroyed Florida. Dang, look what you did. You know what I mean? You got to look out for these things, man. But there's all kinds of weird stuff, that goes on every day that you probably won't hear about. And that goes back to the micro tracking thing. And he goes, what if you were right? It's like, serious? What I know you're joking with me, but what if I was like, well, the what ifs and the should haves will eat you alive, won't they? And you really got to think about some of the crazy stuff out there, because it all boils down to like little things, little bitty things, like people don't even see, right in front of your face. You don't see what's happening. And there's so many people, other people's fears can destroy other people's freedoms. And but we can't let other people's fears destroy our freedoms. We have to keep going, and we have to take note of what's going on and prepare ourselves for what's coming and what's down the road. And it's something as simple as technology, like an IR light distracting camera systems, so that you can get where you need to go. And it could be something as simple as from this to being tracked and knowing exactly where you are, the individual, because eventually they are aware, folks. Like, I mean, you could look at all these people, these 50-pound heads that think, and they drink coffee all night, this big round table, and they discuss the changes in people's activities, changes in behavior, and they go back to, one of these days, people are going to put down their phones. One of these days it's going to happen. They're not going to be carrying that on their body. We've got to find another way to track those individuals, you know. And I think that's what freaks them out a little bit, because, well, freaks most of my friends out when I start talking. You get to building a fence or doing something, you know, fixing an old barn with me. You'll be watching, checking your mirrors, making sure nobody's in the back seat for a while. Oh man. But I don't do it. I don't aim to do it on purpose to scare the crap out of people. I think it's just it's good entertainment. Plus it's the art of knowing, and knowing is half the battle, right? Anyways, but that's all I got for you guys. I wanted to share that little tidbit, just a little update, and there's the new truck, the updated truck. The truck is getting stuff done to it, and hopefully I'll be able to give you guys an update real soon about how that's going. But you guys like those adventure vans, right? It's the only hint I'm giving. It's something like that. It is that's kind of where I'm going with it. But I'll have videos building a lot of that stuff pretty soon. The new coupe build, I've got that coming, and I've got to show you guys what I'm doing next with that, because I'm building something totally different. There's things that I didn't like, but the other coupe's strong. It's doing fine. Can't put anything else in it. You know, we've got to build another one. So out of that, and then we've got goats and donkeys and everything else. And did you guys need a serious update on what else going on around here? But I'm hoping that Sippy will have some time off and will be able to help me on the side and do a Sippy and BA video once again, because those are always a lot of fun. I always like making videos when it's me and her working on something, because then she gets to hold her cup of coffee and watch me work. It's always it's always a lot of fun. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this freak out moment, and God bless you guys. Take care.